Hello, everybody. Jose Rodriguez here. It is Thursday, the 4th of May. Today, we got a call from Judy, our oldest daughter, that Nathan was sick, and we basically left the house immediately and went to stay with him. Well, he had a bad fever. It peaked out about 105 today, and hopefully tonight they took him to the urgent care local clinic next to their house, very close to their house, to see whether there is some sort of infectious agent causing this or whatever. Usually, bacterial infections are the ones that cause fevers. In most cases, not necessarily, but in most cases. So, just got home today and found this in front of my house. This is the paper that I told you guys that I received, that I would have received tomorrow, but it came a day early, which is nice. I'm gonna go ahead and install it on the P800, which I will then transfer over to use matte black ink. And I will use this paper along with the profile that I had created earlier to print some advanced black and whites on it using some images that were sent to me by a viewer, and I will give full credit once I begin to do the process. But I just wanted to let you guys know that, yeah, my boy was very sick today, and Grandpa was there to make him feel a little bit better. He would get those moments of energy, and then he would succumb and start to shiver like he was in the middle of the North Pole. So, we just got a call from our daughter a little while ago, and they cooled him down, and so they're keeping an eye on him. Of course, tomorrow he will not go to school. We would have had him tomorrow for the normal pickup. Tomorrow is a half day at his school, so we'll spend the rest of the afternoon with him and do whatever we need to do to make that boy feel better. All right, that is it. I will be back when I am ready to begin printing. I'll load this into the P800. You've seen me do that before, so no need to repeat the process again. What I have to do is remove the cover, that protective cover, make sure that I have a square front or leading edge to the sides. Otherwise, the P800 will just simply reject it. All right, so we'll be back when that is done. If tomorrow I'm very busy watching Nathan, this will be delayed until possibly this coming Saturday, tomorrow being Friday. All right, thanks again. We'll be right back. Hello, everybody. Jose Rodriguez here. It is now Friday morning, the 5th of May. We just got an early call from Judy, our oldest daughter, mother of Nathan, and he had a fairly good night, but she is still going to take him to the doctor this morning. So they should be on their way. It's about 7:30 right now. And anyway, we are getting ready to head on over to their house, and that way we can spend the rest of the day with him and just have him relax, and hopefully he will have a less stressful day. Yesterday was up and down, high fever, chills, and that type of thing. So he was not a happy camper. Okay, as you can see, I have the images that Mike Vines sent to me as part of my request for you viewers who would like to have me print some of your images on some of our printers. I went ahead and placed that request, and Mike Vines replied to me and provided me with 5 images. And I went ahead and loaded that roll of Epson enhanced matte paper. Unfortunately, that is an older type of paper that's no longer loaded into the driver. What I had to do in order to be able to use a particular setting that I'm going to tell you in a minute, I had to use the Ultra Premium Presentation Matte Paper Choice. And that is the only one that allows me to use advanced black and white settings. So when you use advanced black and white setting, even with a third-party ink source such as Precision Colors, which is what I'm running on the P800, you have to allow the printer to handle the color management. Advanced black and white does not work with ICC profiles in normal RGB mode. There are ways to do that, and that is a bit more advanced. You have to create special kinds of profiles. But for this little printing experiment, I went ahead and just used the normal advanced black and white, and so therefore I had to use that ultra premium presentation matte. And as you can see, the results are beautiful. This is the 17 by 100 foot roll that I received just yesterday. We're going to go ahead and click on the advance to cut it. It's going to advance the paper and provide me with a cut line that I'm going to simply just use a razor blade and trim it off. And then I'll go over to my trimmer and trim each individual print off, and then trim it down so that it contains about a 3/8 inch border all around. Basically, the reason I did that was because they were cropped at different aspect ratios. So to retract the paper and get it ready for the next series of prints, you just click on finished and it retracts the paper right back. All right, so we are ready now to trim these, and we'll be back and we'll have a close look at them, and we will discuss what we did to get them to this stage in order to print them with QImage. You have two options with the P800 roll feed mode. You can print in banner mode, which is basically one after the other. You can use auto rotate, which means that the program will automatically rotate the prints to use up the paper as efficiently as possible, as economically as possible. So if you have a vertical image that will fit better if it was printed horizontally and therefore take up less linear inches of paper, it will automatically do that. And so that is a very good thing. All right, so we will be right back after I trim these off. I'll be sitting on my normal stool and we will go ahead and take a look at the images that Mike Vines sent to me for evaluation. And he did not specify a printer, so I used my P800 conveniently because I had just received that roll of paper from eBay. All right, thank you so much. We'll be right back. Hello there once again. It is still Friday, the 5th of May. It is late evening though. We just got back about an hour ago from Nathan, spending the whole day with him. He did go to the doctor. They did a strep test. It was negative. He still had a fever, but as of the late afternoon, it seems to have broken. So he was active and playing with Grandpa all afternoon and cuddling most of the morning and until about mid-afternoon. Then he all of a sudden got his energy and he started feeling better. Then his little cousin came over, Harley Rose, and they had a great time together. And he was just a sweetheart today. So I'm so glad, I'm happy, thank God that he is okay. And now I can relax and breathe and be myself again. Okay, so here I have the prints that I made from Mike Vines images on the Epson Enhanced Matte roll paper that I received yesterday. And I had to use the Ultra Pro Presentation Matte setting so that it would allow me to use the advanced black and white choice in the driver. It's funny that the enhanced matte paper would not allow me to do so. But anyway, I was able to produce perfectly neutral prints with this. And before I tell you how I achieved this, let me tell you how to set it up for advanced black and white. You basically allow the printer to control color, and then in the color tab on the P800 and also the other Epson K3 9 color printers the same way, as well as the R3000 and possibly the P600 as well. You go to color, and there when you choose the drop down menu, you will see advanced black and white. You click it. Now you can also go to the advanced tab and there adjust for the neutrality. You want it a little bit warmer, a little bit cooler, whatever you might need. And you can actually seamlessly also choose a specific type of tonality that you might want to apply. Also, they recommend that you use the dark setting. I don't know why, but that seems to be the standard by which you are able to produce prints that look correct as far as brightness. So very easy. All I did with these images, the same ones I received through Dropbox from Mike Vines, dropped them all into QImage, and I just applied a little bit output sharpening, and that was it, using the deep focus sharpening. And then I proceeded to print them on the 17-inch roll matte paper from Epson, and as you can see, they are perfectly neutral. These are some nice contrasty images. Mike likes that high contrast, and I love it as well. This reminds me of some of my early work in the 60s, where I would push film beyond its capabilities, basically, just to increase that contrast. They are very sharp. The paper itself is a little bit less than medium weight, I would say. I'm not sure what the actual grams weight is on it, or pounds, however they rate papers. I really didn't pay attention. I threw the box out, and I should have actually kept tabs on that. Apparently this paper has been replaced or renamed into some other type of paper, because you just cannot find it at regular stores. So I only pay $38 plus shipping. As you can tell, it is beautiful. The results are fantastic. So beautiful tonalities, very nice. And I love the shot, a dilapidated old country home. I can see the cornfield behind here. Very nice job indeed. Let's go ahead and put this here for now. I love this one. Classic S-curve composition. If I can just get it, there we go. Again, seems to all be basically in the farm, out in the countryside. Gorgeous sky. It has been manipulated a bit, probably in whatever editing software he is using, but it is flawlessly done. There's total detail here, from black, and even the very lower several shades of dark grays are depicted and reproduced by the P800 using Precision Colors inks, by the way. And again, it's really weird that you can actually print advanced black and white, get a neutral result with a third-party ink that does not necessarily match OEM in neutrality, and yet this is perfectly neutral. Sharp as a tack, beautiful. I love the S-curve. That is classic. Nice thirds, rule of thirds composition. Nicely done, Mike. I have an indoor shot. As you can see, by the way, they all differ in size, and that's only because they were cropped to enhance the image as best as possible. And I'm a firm believer in that. I absolutely do not believe in sticking to the 3:2 ratio of your sensor, because the sensor is 3:2, therefore you must stick to that. No, you don't. You crop it as you need it to enhance the impact of your image. If you have to crop a quarter of an inch, crop a quarter of an inch if it helps the image. Okay? Don't fall for that misguided idea that you have to stick to the ratio of the either film negative or the camera format. No. Crop it. That's why the easels in darkrooms had adjustable arms. You can actually adjust infinitely. All right, so this is a very nice indoor shot. The video will not capture it, but I see detail up to the deepest shadows here. And the highlights are not blown. So very nicely done, really beautifully exposed. And again, see here, nice and a lot of detail for the little brochures that are on the table. This looks maybe like a lobby at a motel or a hotel, and people are just relaxing and playing a game of cards and just enjoying life. Very nice, very nice. Super smooth surface, very good capability to reproduce really deep blacks in the HD ink, especially the matte black ink in the PCK3 HD inkset from Precision Colors is very dense. Comes very close to the cone one, which I believe it's probably the densest ink you can find, but this is a very, very close match to that ink. All right, next. Oh, wow, very nice. Look at that tree. Holy cow. Beautiful tree, beautiful sky, nice road. Everything is angular. This is what I love about certain composition styles. The eye will follow toward the tree, which is the center of focus here. I just want to know where this was. This is very, very nice. Love it. This is what I normally do when I go out in the countryside. I bring the camera along. We do go out to Western Maryland a lot, and Pennsylvania, Virginia area, the Chesapeake Bay. And this is what I concentrate in. I'm not so good at people photography. Some of you are amazing at it. I know a couple of people actually that are amazing at it. You know who you are. And this is the type of work that I rather do because I'm better at it than dealing with people photography. I've tried it and it's just not my best work. Beautiful American barn, gorgeous. I hope this is an American barn. It looks like it. Maybe the Midwest somewhere. Again, Mike will tell me where they're from. The sky is majestically beautiful. Amazing. Oh my gosh. The rendition looks like in the old days when I used to shoot film and I would use a yellow filter or possibly even a red filter to just change the way the colors are rendered in grayscale. And this is really amazing. This is really pretty. I love it. And I'm easily swayed when I see something like this. So keep sending them to me, guys. All right, this is the very last one. Looks like a cemetery. I also like to do that. I like to go to cemeteries, especially really, really old ones. This appears to be a rather old one. The sky, holy cow. Something's going to come out of that sky. Look at the shadows. Very nice. Again, angular. The eye follows to the stones, the headstones. Very nice. Nice crunchy contrast. Love it. This is what makes a black and white really something that eye-grabbing. So that is it. He sent me 5 images. I produced 5 prints that I hope you enjoyed watching, Mike, and everyone else who's watching. Again, if you guys want me to do this for your images, you got something that you would love to see printed, maybe you're not there yet as far as your printing expertise or experience, excuse me, and you would like me to reproduce your image on any of the printers that I mentioned in my previous video. Scratchy throat again. Just let me know and I'll give you my Dropbox email and you can just send me 1 or 2 or 3 or even 4 or 5 for that matter, and I will go ahead and either print them all or choose the best ones and print them on whatever printer you would like me to try. I wanted to see whether that paper produces good color work, and sure enough, it certainly does. I made a 17 by 24 print of just some flowers at the local supermarket. I just took a snap of the flower department. They had a bunch of gorgeous flowers. And I went ahead and printed it from QImage. Of course, after applying just simply a bit of output sharpening with the DFS filter. And you see the results. They're very, very nice. Everything's very smooth, very smooth. I do see a little bit of color noise, but it kind of looks like film grains, so I love it. This is exactly what I try to look for in a print. Something that kind of mimics the look of film, but you know, with the advantages of digital. All right, that is it for now. Like I said, I am so happy that the boy is okay, and today he really made me feel good. He thanked me for taking care of him. My heart just melted. Oops, did I make a big noise? My heart just melted. And so maybe Sunday we'll see him, and of course next week we got him about think 3 days out of the week, so that'll be great. All right, what else can I tell you? What has been happening lately? Oh yes, I will be doing some profiling work for precision colors for the P400 inkset. I will be using the R2000 as an analog because basically they are the same printer, the same print engine. Everything is exactly the same. Those inks for the P400 are not special like the ones for the P600 and the P800 and all the other SureColor printers. The ones for the R2000 are the same inks for the P400. So I will use the R2000 to prepare a ton of profiles for Precision Colors to then offer. All I will be doing is to print the charts and then mail them back to them for the scanning and the actual process of creating the profiles. So that is it. That is it for now. So I want to thank you guys once again for all the support. Please don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. And until the next time, happy printing, everybody. Bye-bye.